psychological profiles, and a vast network of local and national resources. The shift in focus, a cold case is reopened while the DNA evidence seemed promising. It still wasn't enough to pinpoint Goudeau. In response, the FBI began to revisit previous cases that had gone cold, hoping to identify a pattern and link them to the current murders. One of the most crucial moments in the investigation came when they revisited a 1999 rape and kidnapping case involving Mark Goudeau. This case had slipped through the cracks years earlier, but now it seemed eerily relevant. The investigation revealed that Goudeau had been convicted of this crime, serving a prison sentence before his release in 2004. What investigators didn't know at the time was that the man who had committed this earlier crime had also become the baseline killer. This was a key piece of the puzzle, because Goudeau's DNA had been collected after his 1999 conviction. When authorities compared this DNA with the evidence collected from the more recent murders, they realized that they had finally found the match they had been searching for. Goudeau's DNA was a perfect match with the DNA found at multiple crime scenes. This discovery was monumental. The killer they had been hunting for years, whose trail seemed to vanish after each murder, was now identified. But the journey to bring Mark Goudeau to justice wasn't going to be as simple as just arresting him. The case had become more complex, and the investigation was about to enter its most dangerous and tense phase, the surveillance. And the rest since Goudeau's identity was confirmed, the FBI launched a full-scale operation to capture him. However, even with the DNA match, Goudeau remained elusive. He had proven his ability to avoid detection in the past, and law enforcement knew that he would stop at nothing to evade capture. For weeks, the FBI and local law enforcement officers set up surveillance on Goudeau, following him and monitoring his movements. They knew they had to catch him in the act. If they let him slip through their fingers again, he might vanish for good. This phase of the investigation was tense, with every move Goudeau made under a microscope. On August 6, 2007, the waiting game finally came to an end. The FBI had gathered enough evidence and observed Goudeau long enough to warrant an arrest. They moved in quickly, and Mark Goudeau was taken into custody without incident. As the handcuffs were snapped on his wrists, it was a moment of bitter triumph for the authorities. But there was little time to celebrate. They had finally captured the man who had terrorized Phoenix for years, but they now faced the daunting task of bringing him to trial.